Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Multitap Games Tech MM Podcast. This is basically where we talk about news, what we've been playing, and kind of a shoot the shit podcast for gaming, nerd culture, anime. Sometimes we're not weebs, but, you know, and occasionally we can be.
Who would that we be in this
I'm not
scenario?
a weeb.
No, I said we. You said we.
We're not weebs.
No, but who's we? We haven't told them who we are.
You are 100% correct. My name's Enzo. I'm your humble co-host, followed by...
Bruno, other co-host, maybe not as humble.
No, BDB. We call him BDB for a reason.
You'll have to find out.
Yeah,
in good time.
You can put that together. Not me.
Simple words.
So, what's been up, man? How you been?
Not much. Just got some news stories here. Just been shooting the shit with you as always. How about yourself?
Not too bad. Same old. Just kind of chilling, honestly.
I feel you. Whenever you want, I can start going into the news if you want, or if you want to do.
Yeah. Let's get into what we've been playing this week. What have you been what have you been playing?
Playing a lot of Witcher 3. Also been playing a lot of Lord of the Rings War in the North with you. As well as I went back and played some old PS2 games. I was playing Lord of the Rings Return of the King. Played the old school Battlefront 2. Leagues better than the current one, even though I do still play that one as well, which I know you hate me for and you like want to crucify me for that.
I hate you so much for playing that game. It's
the game.
I've said
hates
this
me
several
so
times.
Much for playing
it's
it.
broken. The game is broken. Like
yes.
it is vehemently broken.
This is true.
And I vehemently broken.
Yes. And like I said, the game hates me for playing it. And I think it genuinely wants me to stop playing it and will do anything to get me to stop. So much so that I still haven't, honestly.
I think EA wants everyone to stop playing that game.
Is that their new tagline? Was that the whole point of the EA games challenge
EA,
everything?
Stop playing our games.
No, you remember when they used to open up games and they say challenge everything?
Yeah.
Is this what they meant the entire time?
When they made good games?
Yeah, that's true. What else have I been playing? I think that's it on the playing side, actually. I haven't been playing as much as I feel like I should. I've been, like I said, just real busy with Witcher. It's deep dive back into that game. It's so good. Can't get enough of it.
Yeah, The Witcher 3 is very good.
Witcher 3, Wild Hunt.
Yeah.
Just to clarify.
The Witcher is really good. I like it. You know, it's sorry, messing with the soundboard for everyone listening. Sounded distracted. But yeah, no, I've been playing. What have I been playing? I think just War in the North. I haven't really played anything this week. Like, oddly, I'm trying to think, what have I been playing?
Did you play any more Detroit? I know.
I haven't played any more Detroit.
Last week.
Yeah, last week I was playing Detroit. This week I have not.
Just War in the North?
Just War in the North. War in the North on PlayStation 3 is a Lord of the Rings game, for those of you who don't know. It's not as bad as I remember it, but it's still...
You hated it going into it when I kept trying to get you to play it. So I like it.
For those who don't know, it's basically you choose between 3 classes, and you can be either a dwarf, who's like a warrior class, like a tank
like
kind of class. You have a elf mage, who's basically your mage healer.
Pretty much.
Yeah, saying mage is probably giving her too much credit. But
she doesn't do shit.
Then you have your Legolas-looking human Dunedain ranger.
He's Legolas, but is Aragorn. He looks like Legolas, but he's Aragorn, kind of, basically. He's also looks entirely too much like Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, he looks identical to Chris Hemsworth, and this game came out before Chris Hemsworth was popular, which is, to
like, I think
me,
before, maybe not before Star Trek, like when he played Kirk's dad in that movie, but I think it was before Thor. I'd have to look into that, but I'm almost 100% sure that it was before Thor. The first one, at least. And I don't know if he did anything before that.
Probably.
To my knowledge.
I don't know. But playing a little bit of War in the North with you, it's a better game than I remember. I think I chose the elf healer when I first started out with like a solo playthrough, which is probably why I fucking hated that game.
Huh. So War in the North, I don't mean to interrupt you. It actually came out in 2011, so that was after Thor, because I believe Thor was 2010.
Oh, so they totally made him look like Chris Hemsworth.
Probably.
Oh, fuck. Dude, EA should get the shit suit out of him for that.
Yeah, but I think no one played that game.
No one played. No, not even fans. Not even the fans.
I did.
Yeah, I did too.
Only loyal fan. Probably not. I feel like there's at least a few people who played it and just didn't like it.
Yeah. It wasn't amazing.
Which is fair.
So I haven't been playing a whole lot. I've been doing a lot of behind the scenes stuff, making sure. Oh, no. I lied. I've been playing Final Fantasy 12 on the Switch.
Oh, yeah. I did see you playing it. How's that?
It's so good. I fucking love that game. It is my favorite Final Fantasy game. Anyone who disagrees, you're entitled to have your wrong opinions, but I cannot wait for Final Fantasy 7.
Yeah, the remake is unfortunately, of course, delayed, but worth it if it means the game's going to be better.
Everything's getting delayed. I'm okay with that. Yeah. Like it's
I'm partially relieved because there was so much coming out within
there was a lot coming out.
A time range that it was just like, am I going to have time to play everything? Because I play games unless it like really hits it or like just gets all my attention. Like God of War was probably the last one, maybe Fallen Order as well. Just some of the last ones that like I had to keep playing and beat just really fast just because they were so good. But I don't know. I do like taking my time with games. I try to. I just never end up achieving that. I always end up beating it really quick.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, so Final Fantasy 12, War in the North. Other than that, I haven't been playing anything. I've been looking at where we're going to host our podcast, RSS feeds, scheduling, and then trying to get my sleep back on track. And it has not been. So I've just accepted that I guess I fall asleep at 7 o'clock in the morning every fucking morning. So that's the thing. Other than that, working, the typical. We're still here. So now that we've gotten settled, initiated, welcome everyone.
Slight little foreplay almost.
Oh. If you weren't my brother, or if we were in West Virginia.
Only a few miles away.
I suppose so. All right, so
what's love between state borders?
Fucking hate you. So, let's talk about news. What did you see? And yes, I will stop saying I say it so many fucking times, dude. Making that mental note to not say
I kept hearing, not just from you. I said it a lot at the start, and I've been trying to just get myself.
Just look at me and just.
Oh yeah, just give you the old countdown.
Give me the old countdown.
The old theater countdown. God, that's terrible.
What happened this week that you want to talk about?
Fuck, doing it too now. A lot of Star Wars news. So I guess that's probably the best place to start off is just get all the Star Wars stuff out of the way. And of course, we'll probably break off into tangents about that. But before we do, first thing I have written was the Kenobi series for Disney Plus. All of the issues with that. Filming for that got pushed to January, I believe.
Filming for that got pushed back a little bit. But see, the problem with this is that a lot of people were saying that the series was then going to get delayed. Ewan McGregor came out and clarified with like paparazzi or some shit like that it's just a filming delay. It's not delaying the release date. It's not. There were a bunch of false rumors going around. It was going to 4 fucking episodes.
I saw a few people saying that it was
by
gonna
a
be
year and a
canceled.
half. Yeah, talking about going to be canceled. Just sheer conjecture. That's not the case. Ewan McGregor
Thankfully.
did clarify,
Yeah.
and even said he doesn't even know where the fuck these rumors are coming from.
No,
They're
he said
just
he's
delaying
even,
filming.
I believe he said he even read some of the good bit of what they have written for scripts. It's just they just got to tidy everything up, clean it, fix it,
Yeah.
get it right.
Yeah, that was the other thing. They said that they were they didn't like any of the scripts and they were starting from scratch.
Yeah,
and it was like, no,
they made
that,
it sound like
that
it was
wasn't the case.
complete rewrites, and it doesn't
No, it's
seem
not.
to be that way.
So it's not. Everyone who's excited for Kenobi, stay excited. Speaking of Star Wars shows,
Pretty much
though,
everyone.
before we go off into our next topic, I saw something that was fucking fascinating. Do you know how they filmed The Mandalorian?
On the LED screens?
Dude, you
It
saw
looks-
that too?
Yeah, it was so cool.
So for
I
those
saw
of you
the
who don't
behind-the-scene
know,
pictures. It was really good.
The Mandalorian was filmed exclusively indoors using new technology. They basically create these set pieces inside
the
of
backdrop
this.
is just all digital.
Yeah, it's a
And
circular
it's circular,
LED.
almost dome in some ways, and then
Yeah.
it's all there.
Yeah.
And when I saw the pictures, I was like, holy shit. I hope that we continue to make all sorts of film projects, whether it be TV shows, movies. I just think this technology is super cool, and I hope it gets utilized more. I was aware that the technology existed. I just never knew
To a
that
degree,
it was getting
yeah.
used for genuine things such as Mandalorian. And I hope Disney keeps using it for
I think
more of
Disney's
their
going to.
shows.
It's got to be cheaper, right?
I would imagine.
Once you pay for that screen, it's got to be cheaper.
And honestly, for Disney, I don't think anything's technically out of their budget anymore.
No,
It was 9 movies. They put out 9 movies in 2019 that were all grossed at least $1 billion.
Yeah, some shit like that.
something like
It's
that. And I was
fucking
like-
disgusting.
I was like, fucking Rise of Skywalker was one of them though, so I can't be mad because I contributed to that a lot. Me and you both.
Yeah, we definitely did.
But on the note of Rise of Skywalker, smooth ass transition. Can't fuck with it.
Segue.
The Colin Trevorrow Star Wars project was titled Duel of the Fates. It was a completely different version of Episode 9.
Those who don't know, Colin Trevorrow was originally slated to direct Episode 9
Yes.
instead of J.J. Abrams.
And he did have a version written as well.
Due to creative differences,
Yes.
Kathleen Kennedy, who is in charge of Star Wars at Disney, got rid of Colin Trevorrow, or they split ways on the project,
Yeah.
and she brought in J.J. Abrams after Rian Johnson directed The Last Jedi and made some questionable decisions in a lot of fans' minds. Though produced a beautiful fucking looking movie, I don't
beautiful Star
particularly
Wars
care
movie
for
I think we've ever
It is,
had.
dude. It's a fucking amazing looking movie, and there are some things in there that I'm like, yeah, I fucking understand it, but like it didn't translate well, and they should have seen that.
Fucking best. Some of the best pieces of. Yeah, you got fucking Ben Solo in there.
Broom boy.
Fuck Broom Boy.
All right.
We
Anyways,
got
Colin
Shameless Kylo
Trevorrow. So to speak on these creative differences, it was a vastly different movie. It
hugely.
was a completely different movie.
And
I'll let you take it away.
Yeah, I'll be getting into that because it was the concept art. It was going around, and we weren't sure entirely if it was real or fake. And I'll get into what some of the concept arts were. But he came out and he said they were real. Like he replied to someone on Twitter who had kind of directed a tweet towards him, and yeah, he said it was all part of his version. And some of the things that were in it were some of the big ones being Rey had her lightsaber was a double-sided lightsaber it was a combination of Luke's broken lightsaber and her staff, and it was going to be a blue saber with 2 blades. There was going to be
Yeah, so let's go over these in real time because I just pulled them up while you were talking.
okay.
It's the title of this one is Rey with double-bladed saber.
She was in a Star Destroyer.
Yeah,
is what it looks like.
yeah.
She's got a
it
bunch of
says
dead
hybrid of
stormtroopers
her
around her.
staff and Skywalker saber on a Star Destroyer,
Which is badass.
Yeah, so she has a bunch of First Order troopers around who are dead.
Notice that I don't even need to. I already know what picture you're talking
Yeah.
about. But notice how her garb that she's wearing is reminiscent to Luke's in Return of the Jedi.
It is
It's so
identical
fucking cool.
to the Luke Return of the Jedi outfit.
specifically when he wears it, his garb kind of changes. In the beginning of the film, he has like the more Jedi looking robes. By the end, he has like it looks kind of like a slim fit pilot suit. It's really dope though.
Yeah, it is. It is really cool. Then you have Rey and Luke train on Korolev.
Yeah, Korolev was going to be a pretty important planet from what I understand, and he was going to be very prominent in the film, I believe, as a Force ghost, training Rey and...
Yeah, you just see him in the background. She's doing the whole floating meditation thing. It's Rey and Kylo fight at the peak of the temple on Mortis. Kylo's new mask is visible, which this one I can't tell if they rebuilt the mask or not.
Yeah, that particular image, you can't entirely see his mask, but it does look to be a different design than his mask from Force Awakens and from Rise of Skywalker, from what I can see.
Now, can you fill everyone in on what Mortis is?
For those of you who don't know what Mortis is, Mortis was first introduced in the Clone Wars animated series on Cartoon Network, and it was I guess the best way to put it would be planet, but it's interesting because I'm not entirely sure if it counts as a planet, but we'll just say planet because I can't remember entirely what it is.
Yeah, that's cool.
But it's where the father, the son, and the daughter come from, which they're very important characters.
Father, son, daughter.
They're basically embodiments of the Force, you could say. The son being a huge piece of the dark side, the daughter being the light side, father being the balance between them.
Nice.
When Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Ahsoka go there, there's some shit happens, as it always does when they go anywhere. Daughter dies. Father dies, I believe, as well. And the son. The daughter ends up getting reincarnated as like a bird-ish type
That's pretty cool
thing that follows Ahsoka around in Rebels. I won't spoil too much of that because I know you still haven't finished Rebels. But Mortis is the planet that they come from, and so it's just really cool to see something that big from Clone Wars I guess it's not in canon because it was never in the movie, but it would have been. Yeah.
We also have Luke blocking Kylo's saber. So it's Force Ghost, if I can say that correctly. Luke just like grabbing Kylo's saber. It's pretty cool.
If you guys haven't seen any of the concept art yet, I highly encourage you to look it up because it is badass.
Yeah, there's also Kylo fights Vader during the cave sequence.
Yeah, it would have. So it's a cave sequence that would have been similar to the one that Luke faced on Dagobah. I don't entirely know what planet it's on or what's going on there. I just know that it's supposed to be like a thing like the Dagobah cave. So
then we were also going to go to Coruscant. And which is Coruscant is the city planet that
first
is the capital
in the prequel movies for canon.
Yeah,
and it's pretty cool because there are a few things they show from Coruscant, and one of which I don't believe is in the list that you pulled up. If you have the list that I sent you, I saw it earlier though. It was Kylo going to the Jedi Temple that was from the prequel movie.
That's cool. Yeah, some of the concept art they show off a huge like First Order Star Destroyer that's basically a city of its own hovering over Coruscant. It looks really cool.
So dope.
They also show defected stormtroopers and Coruscant citizens cheer around old painted First Order walkers. Then they also have stormtroopers prepare for battle against Coruscant citizens. Rose, Finn, 3PO, and R2 attempt to activate the beacon on Coruscant to broadcast Leia's hologram to the galaxy. R2 and 3PO roam the streets of Coruscant. Once it becomes clear the First Order is losing the Battle of Coruscant, General Hux from the First Order, who was basically Kylo Ren's bitch, pulls out a purple lightsaber and commits seppuku. Seppuku, for those who don't know, just so that we're keeping up, and then we'll go into all the Star Wars shit, is where the samurai would take their short sword, I forget what it's called, and they would cut from one side of their abdomen to the other. It's basically stabbing themselves to kill themselves, commit suicide in like either dishonor.
Interesting that. Because one, I don't think we've ever had a character in Star Wars commit suicide in the movies, at least that I can think of.
No, not that I can think of.
Not only that, but Hux with a purple lightsaber. It just draws a lot of questions that I'm like, ooh, what was Hux in this version of the film?
But, also, whose lightsaber?
Oh, yeah. Was it Windu's? Was it his? We don't know.
Really hope it was Windu's.
I hope so, too, because you think last time we saw Windu's lightsaber, he just
looks
dropped
at it
on Coruscant.
Because this is what makes it funny. Oh, so let me go over the last little slide here before it's Leia and BB-8. Spoiler alert. I had to come back and edit this in because at the time we completely forgot to put a spoiler alert for Rise of Skywalker. So, if you have not seen Rise of Skywalker, what the fuck is wrong with you? Go watch that fucking movie. It's in a theater right by you. But this is giving you plenty of time to turn it off because we will be spoiling this movie. Now, if you want to skip all Rise of Skywalker spoilers, go ahead and skip ahead 45 seconds. We'll be done with the Rise of Skywalker spoilers that we touch on. But seriously, go see the fucking movie. All right, thanks. My bad, y'all. Possibly Leia recording the hologram. So what the hologram is that we've referenced was supposed to be this message that instead of Lando and Chewie going in the Millennium Falcon, spoilers for Rise of Skywalker, by the way. A little bit late for that.
Yeah.
That, actually, let me timestamp this and just go in and edit spoilers. Lando and Chewie go to broadcast a signal to the Republic that, hey, fuck, we're going to fight the First Order.
Go off in the Falcon and they
and
find
they
all the
basically
allies they
saved the rebellion.
Yeah.
And the
last minute
Republic.
effort, and it's such a dope scene.
It's cool, but in this one, it was supposed to be Leia broadcasting a signal that was going to be huge on Coruscant.
Yeah,
so on
that's
and so
the way
forth.
that I understand it from what I've seen because I don't know entirely if the script that was leaked was his script, because from what I know, he just confirmed the concept art. I don't know about any of the potential leak script things.
Yeah, so...
but that's just what the speculation seems to be from that. To my understanding, it was... And Leia recording her message was almost like a complete remake of the scene where she records her message with R2 in A New Hope, and that's what that was supposed to be.
Yep.
A mirror of.
So yeah, that's pretty cool. Back to Hux and the purple lightsaber. If reports are true and Sam Jackson is to be believed, which he always is, period, point blank, his lightsaber that he used in
Revenge of the Sith?
No, because he had a purple lightsaber in Attack of the Clones as well. So the last two movies, he had a lightsaber. And his lightsaber hilt apparently said, badass motherfucker, right?
Bad motherfucker.
Bad motherfucker. Bad motherfucker. I really hope Hux looks down at the lightsaber. He's like, bad motherfucker. No, I'm not.
It's like, wait, this is a bad motherfucker? This belongs to Sam Jackson, didn't it?
This is fucking Sam Jackson.
It's Samuel Jackson himself. It's not even Mace Windu. Sam Jackson himself shows up. Gets the lightsaber from
Jackson,
bitch, slaps the fuck
pussy.
out of him. But
I'm gonna have to edit that so much. I see those spikes.
To shine more light on the part with the stormtroopers fighting the Coruscant citizens, what it seemed to be from the concept art was the style looked very similar to like those old Revolution era things, and where they like pile up all of the furniture and things, and they make barricades in the streets. And it seemed that was kind of
French Revolution.
Yeah, French Revolution, I guess, is the best example.
Revolution, not ours.
No, not ours, not at all.
Ours was a fucking clusterfuck.
Yeah, but then again, it's a revolution. I feel
For
like
those
any
of you
revolution.
who can't tell by our voices, we're American, by the way.
Yeah.
Felt like I had to clarify that for anyone who was like, oh, I don't know, are you fucking Australian?
Ooh,
Canadian?
Was that too soon? Does that technically count as a too soon thing? To
I
mention
wasn't making an Australia joke. Hey, for those of you who are listening, I'm probably going to plug the Patreon. You should probably not donate that money to us. If you were going to, thank you. However, donate to fucking Australia.
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
Anything you can give to Australia, please fucking save
They definitely
that
could
continent.
use a hand right now.
Holy shit. Yeah, so I'm
All the help counts.
I'm gonna plug the Patreon, but go give your money to a better cause.
If you have the extra change to spare our
for
way,
sure,
then
for sure.
much appreciated. But for sure, Australia.
Yeah. No, I was not making. I was saying that we don't sound like Australians, but words. All right, so we touched on that. What was the next thing you want to talk about?
Next thing I have right here that's also Star Wars related is the rumored Knights of the Old Republic sequel.
Fuck yes!
But I'm not. From the way it looks, it's like a reboot sequel, light reboot. I don't. There's like I said,
they said
rumor,
they were going to take elements of both games and throw them into
one canonical
game, whatever makes sense for canon now. Which begs the question: is this Old Republic? How old is this Republic? Because we've
had referenced eras from the Kylo Ren comics where they say the High Republic era, things like that.
They do say the High Republic era, and go ahead, talk about the.
You'd assume you'd assume the High Republic era wouldn't be the Republic we know from the prequels, because for all intents and purposes that was the Clone Wars era, and they'd probably reference it as the time of the Clone Wars or something different, because.
They could be talking about that,
but from that era, from what we see in that era, I don't think they would, because that was an era where Sidious rose to power, corruption of Darth Vader, things like that. I don't know if you'd want to call something the High Republic era when you have things like that.
Also, who was... there was something in Rise of Skywalker with the fleets, like what he called them.
The Sith fleet, yeah. So he called them legions, and I believe the third legion was Revan Legion.
It was.
So
well, I don't know if it was the third legion, but there was a Revan Legion.
Yeah, there's a Revan Legion of, the Sith fleet, which Revan's finally fucking canon. Thank God. Get Keanu Reeves to play him.
Revan was almost canon in
Clone Wars. There's
some
old footage that was supposed to be in, I think, what they were going to use to continue the series before it got canceled. Like all the way.
Speaking of which, motherfucking last season next month, baby.
I'm so excited. I was
going to
get to the trailer in a bit, actually. So we'll do that. We'll do like not a breakdown, but we'll go over some of our favorite moments from the trailer in a sec. But to touch back on what we were talking about with.
By the way, for those of you who don't like Star Wars, this is not a Star Wars podcast. I'm sorry. I have no idea why you got through. Now we're probably at like 20 minutes.
Probably. But honestly, if you've made it this far and you've just listened to us fucking nerd out about Star Wars, props to you. But not only that, it's just been a big week for Star Wars nerds. Honestly,
fucking huge week.
We've had a lot of good. And
besides,
shit
most of you,
on.
how are you listening to this if you're not Star Wars fans?
I don't think there are nerds really out there that aren't Star Wars, or that at least can't appreciate Star Wars.
Hey, listen. Those video game journalists are fucking hardworking nerds who don't play video games or watch nerdy movies and hate all the stuff that we like. You show them some respect, goddammit.
Did you bring out Lil Maximus?
Are you not entertained?
So, of course, it's an audio podcast, so you can't see, but he just pulled out his...
I just said Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe.
Russell
Crowe.
Was
a bad Maximus.
Yeah. Maximus. He brought out his little Maximus pop and just placed it on the desk. Like he's his little homie.
He is a little homie.
Not relevant, though.
No. It's been a huge week for Star Wars fans as far as speculation goes, because we don't know how much of this Duel of the Fates news was, like, we weren't really given a script, so a lot of people are speculating.
Yeah. The concept art is the only thing that's confirmed to be from Duel of the Fates.
It was speculating on the Knights of the Old Republic. The only grounded thing that we do have is that Kenobi was definitely, the filming was pushed back, and the fucking Clone Wars trailer.
Fucking 7. Finally. February 21st, if I'm not mistaken.
I'll let you go on about that because you probably watched it to masturbate to way more times than I did. I didn't masturbate to it, by the way.
I highly doubt that. I feel like as soon as you saw Darth Maul in that bitch, you were...
Pulled my dick out and I was like, yes! All right, I'm sorry. We've derailed. Oh, by the way, not a good idea to listen to this podcast with children in the room.
Or at work.
No, fuck that. Listen to this shit at work. Fuck your boss. Genuinely, fuck your boss.
Tell your boss that we said
fuck off. Yeah, but like also probably don't do that, and if you get fired, it's not our fault. Like you're stupid for listening.
We're not
to
held
that
responsible
advice.
for that.
Nah,
think for yourself. But also like fuck your boss.
And subscribe to the Patreon.
Unless you think we mean like have sex with your boss.
Yeah, in which case don't fuck your boss.
Then
Don't
you're
fuck
probably,
your boss.
You know.
Yeah. Don't
hear no evil, see no evil on that one.
Don't fuck your boss.
Anyways, Clone Wars Season 7. I think it's the last trailer we're getting because it comes out next month. So I think that's the last trailer we're getting of it for now.
Dave Filoni's basically Star Wars God, is he not?
Yeah, I think that's probably the most accurate way to put it. He's given us so much, and he's kind of taught everyone so much about the Force that we wouldn't have ever known without him. He's given us some really cool characters too. I think a lot of his original characters have all been really good for the most part, and I know that's saying a lot because he's given us a lot of characters, but you know, everyone wanted to fucking bitch about Ahsoka at first, and she's fucking great. Speaking of, Ahsoka was one of the coolest parts in this trailer because you do see her go to Mandalore to fight Darth Maul. Darth Maul's
Oh yeah, she's definitely fighting fucking Darth Maul.
Yeah, I mean, you've read
pretty dope.
the opening of Ahsoka and all.
I love how you threw that in there. I will eventually finish that book, you piece of shit.
I think you should. I think anything about Ahsoka is worth reading or playing if they ever did a game.
Ahsoka's such a great character.
Too. That's all I'm saying.
Dude, I want to see Ahsoka in The Mandalorian, and I think she might be in The Mandalorian, but that's for another day.
Yeah.
So please do continue with the trailer talk.
So a lot of heavy features of Maul. Honestly, we didn't see too much of Anakin and Obi-Wan, or at least as much as I thought we would, considering that they're, after this season ends, it's supposed to,
Makes even more sense that she'd show up in The Mandalorian if they focus an entire season on Ahsoka, which I hope they fucking do.
I mean, from what we imagine they would, especially because of how she ended up with the last season where she quit the Jedi Order and she goes, I believe, if I remember correctly, the way it was in the old scrapped footage they had, she went to 1313 and started becoming like hanging out with the criminals down there and like started making a living.
They were trying to sell games at the time.
Yeah, but honestly, I think they should still keep the whole 1313 thing. But yeah, Darth Maul on Mandalore. She's eventually going to go to Mandalore, fight him because there's the siege that happens there. She gets a huge piece of the 501st Legion, a gift from Anakin, as well as 2 blue lightsabers. And with those clones that become like her own little battalion she leads, they repaint their helmets to look like her tattoos on her face, which is really cool. Little Easter egg, you can see a young Kanan Jarrus, or Caleb Doom, as he would be called at this time, with his master.
Jesus Christ, we gotta stop nerding out on Star Wars.
You also see Darth Maul reforged his lightsaber with his original Phantom Menace saber, and the other half, because he did go back to the staff dual saber thing that he had before. The other half looks like Ventress's lightsaber from the book they did about her, where it just looks exactly like. I don't know if it's supposed to be that one or not. I guess we'll find out when it comes out. But a lot of cool things, and
definitely go check out that trailer. That trailer is fucking badass.
And I wasn't sure from watching that trailer. Of course, we see Anakin and Obi-Wan get more of that Revenge of the Sith look because this season's supposed to end with
pregnant
the start.
Padme.
Yeah, we see pregnant Padme, which is weird because that made me think
I'm gonna have your baby.
Babies. You got twins.
They only thought it was one baby.
Yeah,
if he would have known it was twins,
he would have dipped.
He would
have done that Luke Skywalker fucking just pieced out force death shit.
Oh, dude, I wish we would have a Oh man, dude, remember that video? There was like that dude, every time he would get like whipped or some shit like that, he would give the peace symbol and he would just fucking disappear like into a ghost. I imagine that's what he would have done. She would have been like, Annie, there are two. And he would have just disappeared. That was it.
But she's pregnant, which just begs the question. We thought, or at least I thought, with the way they had talked about this season before it had become a thing again and that they were making it again, it ends with the start of episode 3, essentially, where Obi-Wan and Anakin go to Mandalore to help Ahsoka fight Maul, but they have to leave because the Chancellor gets kidnapped and they get called back to Coruscant because it's under attack. And that's where Revenge of the Sith starts. But with Padme being pregnant in the trailer, and not only is she pregnant, she's wearing the same clothes she wore when she went to Mustafar in Revenge of the Sith. I only know this because I'm fucking nerd.
Okay, Jesus Christ, we're not gonna.
I mean, Queen Amidala wears literally a different outfit every fucking frame that she's in those movies, so it's not hard to think that she's wearing the same clothes. I
love to imagine someone's listening and he's like, "Who the fuck is this Padme? Why is he bringing up this fucking Queen Amidala person now?"
Yeah, same.
But yeah, no. So go check out the trailer.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. Because we have gone on for 35 minutes about Star Wars. What is your next Your next thing.
Next thing, not Star Wars. Thankfully, for all the other listeners who are just finally glad to get rid of it. This. Yeah, but for the ones that we have, for the listeners that we pretend to talk
and that's
to,
not shitting on Star Wars. No. I fucking love Star Wars.
I think for this, I'll actually go into tech instead of just continuing along nerdy shit, which I guess it's still nerdy. But the new Motorola Razr phone got a release date February 6th.
No one's going to buy it. No one's going to buy that fucking piece of shit phone. And I only say piece of shit because A, it's not just because it's not a fucking iPhone. That's fine. Androids are coming out with some of the best phones on the market, specifically like Huawei shit, which we can't get anymore, so whatever. But you know what we will get from China? The coronavirus. It's coming for all of us.
The good old Kung Flu, as they say.
Oh, that was racist. I'm going to edit that out. No, I'm not.
Do you think we could make Kung Flu Panda?
Fuck you. Oh my god.
We could probably even get Jack Black in it for all of it too. I'm just saying.
Call him Jack Black Plague.
Jack Black Plague. Fuck, damn. I didn't even think of that. Yeah.
All
okay.
Right. So for those who don't know, the Razr, the iconic phone from my fucking childhood. If you don't know what that is, I don't really know how to help you. But they're coming out with a new one. And it's going to be the exact same form factor, except the entire inside is going to be a touchscreen. And it looks really cool. Like, this is a phone that I would definitely buy. I've looked at the specs. They're not terrible. And Motorola doesn't make bad phones. And on top of that, Google acquired Motorola years ago. So Motorola is not even a singular company in and of itself. I know this is going to be a good phone because Pixels are good phones. Like the Google Pixel phones. Every single year. Sure, they fucking copy the iPhone's form factor. But they're good phones if you like Android. However, this fucking Razr phone is an absurd amount of money. No one is going to end up buying this thing. Like, I was looking at it and I was like, this isn't a phone for regular people. That was the point of the Razr, is that everyone wanted the new fucking, the Razr, and everyone could afford it. It was like a fucking iPhone. Like, you're not going to be able to afford this on your fucking carrier plan. They're not going to give you the money for this. And I honestly, dude, I don't see who buys this phone. Like, I really don't. Let's look at, we're going to go ahead and look at the price point right now. Okay. And we're going to compare it to other phones, which other phones have become more expensive if you go for pro models or so on and so forth, but they're not winning over any of these people. Let's go ahead and, you tell me what you think about the Motorola Razr reboot. Cause damn, even phones are getting rebooted.
Razr reboot.
Razr reboot.
Soon razors, like genuine shaving razors, will be getting reboots. It's only a matter of time, man. But to touch on the actual phone itself, you already know how I feel about the whole foldable screen thing. I think it's cool. It's just not my personal style, especially for a phone. I think the Razr looks really dope. Like the specs, once again, they're really good. And, you know, the Razr, the current one that they're making, I think if it were a lower price, we definitely get tons more purchases than what it's probably going to end up getting. Unfortunately, it's probably just going to get people who like review tech and do those things for like YouTube comparisons or anything like that. That's probably
I take that back. I stand corrected. They must have adjusted the price because I swear to fucking God, it's only $1,500 now, which I say only $1,500. That's really expensive if you're paying out of pocket. But let's be 100% honest, man. Like iPhone Pluses or Maxes or fucking Pros, whatever the fuck they are nowadays. The bigger screen, the bigger form factor phones are going for $1,200, $1,300, $1,400, $1,500, $1,600 in some cases for the iPhone, and people are willing to pay that.
That's why I still have my fucking 7.
Yeah, I still have a 7 too.
I like the 7 though.
I refuse to. It's not broke.
No,
it'll break this year.
Probably.
We're not going to be able to.
I mean, when I had a 6S, it was already starting.
I plan on getting a new phone pretty soon.
Yeah.
But the Razr does look really cool. I would give it a shot if we had the budget to try tech.
Yeah.
Because you know me, I like switching back and forth between Android, iPhones. So if you're listening to this Google.
Got that.
Mr. FBI guy, please hook me up.
And to anyone else listening, get the Patreon going. Maybe then we can do some tech reviews for you. Maybe then.
Oh, did you say a Patreon?
Yes, it did.
We're not going to plug it right here because this is where the ads come in. And I'm just going to plug the Patreon. But we'll do that bit later. You keep that bit in mind. Patreon.com/GamesTechMM. Where you can get a bunch of shit.
Oh, I thought you were about to go into like a jingle or something. I was like, did you write a whole jingle before this?
No. I do have one. Yeah.
A jingle?
A jingle.
What?
It goes, do, fuck you. Oh. I'm kidding. I don't know. There's no jingle. Okay. It's just me talking.
That hurt. Internally. Kind of externally as well. Should I move into the next story?
You should, No.
Or are we still talking on this?
Yeah, point being, I really do believe that these folding screens are going to be the future of tablets. I do not believe that these belong in phones. I really don't think that anyone should make their phone any smaller. Now, I think tablet technology needs to start moving forward and we need to go to screens, but also they need to get a little bit cheaper. If they were a little bit cheaper, then it would be justifiable. But honestly, I don't think anyone's buying the Motorola Razr. Now, I could be wrong on this, but I'll put my reputation on the line saying that no one's going to buy this fucking phone. No one's going to buy this phone.
Do you think,
no one.
Do you think that there's gonna be a lot of nostalgic people that buy the phone?
I don't think so. I think they've moved on to iPhones. No one's gonna switch to a fucking Android for it. Like, look at what Samsung's doing. Samsung can't even get people to convert to their folding screen. Now, don't get me wrong. Theirs was like 2000. I think they said it was 1980 was how much theirs was. So that's $1,980. That's kind of fucking insane. And it was broke. And they had to recall it. The front of the fucking, what is it, Galaxy Fold?
Yeah, I believe so.
The front of the Galaxy Fold is like a shitty 2007 front of a fucking flip phone. It's really bad. The Razr, on the other hand, does look, it has a nice form factor, man. Honestly, I would love to review this thing. That's not going to happen. I'm not getting this fucking phone. But it does look cool. And we don't know if it's going to work. Because don't forget, Samsung recalled almost all their phones and stopped selling it. I really don't see folding screens working out for the next couple years. I think once Samsung and Apple start going toe to toe, then everyone's going to get folding phones. But I don't think Razr, like Motorola is going to be leading that flagship.
How long do you think before Apple puts their hand in the folding screens?
Too long. Samsung's going to be dominant before they do. Huawei has a couple phones, but again, we can't get Huawei phones anymore. So it doesn't matter. They have a bunch of Chinese companies that are making amazing fucking folding phones, but we can't get them anymore because they can't put fucking Android on them. And they've just circumvented that whole thing. Like, instead of doing what we thought they were going to do, which is beg us to use fucking Android, because for those who don't know, what I'm talking about is in the summertime, I think May of 2019, May to July-ish of 2019, American companies had to stop giving Chinese tech companies who make Android phones access to Android. In other words, Google was not allowed to do business with Huawei in giving them an operating system because they felt that they were spying on America. There's a general consensus that according to FBI shit, they were spying on Americans. And I don't doubt that, but it's not like we don't spy on other people too. And that's not justification. I'm not saying don't protect it. But what I'm saying is that like we got caught spying on Angela Merkel. That's Germany's prime minister during the Obama administration, and nothing happened. But before I derail for the nerds out there, what that means for you is that we can't get these really bomb, dope ass Chinese phones. We can't get them because of this stupid fucking trade war. that's honestly not benefiting a whole lot of people. And for those nerds of you who are like, none of this matters, they were talking about doing this with gaming consoles as well, which means, that Xbox is going to be the only fucking gaming console that's not going to be taxed out of the ass. They were talking about tariffs or taxes that on Sony and Nintendo that would make them immensely more money overnight. So this is something that definitely will affect nerd culture, because if you're basically determining the console race. And look, I don't know which way you want to go on this one, but like it's not really good for tech or gaming. It means that innovation is stifled. So to my point, I think Chinese companies mop the floor with Apple and Google. And because we don't have access to the latest super dope tech, American companies are going to be very lazy, and they're going to give us what they've given us for the past couple years with a couple upgrades. They're going to upgrade fucking RAM incrementally like they always do. They're going to fucking go with the new Snapdragon fucking processors, and they're going to be a little bit faster. They're going to throw a fucking, start looking at real onboard graphics cards, because they, basically have chips. This is all, if you could get an onboard graphics chip that works similarly to, say, a laptop, then that would be super dope. But the problem is that that's not going to happen. And none of the innovation is coming from American companies anyways. And so I think Apple is going to be very late to this game. I really just do not foresee them leading this. Apple is the company that perfects a brand that looks really cool when you carry it around. And that's it. So I think Chinese companies like Huawei, and I'm fucking blanking on, there's like 3 other companies that are fucking really leading the charge on this, that are coming out with really good cost-effective phones. And they're going to beat us. And point of that story is no one's going to buy the fucking Razr. Now, if they came out with a Motorola Razr, that was a slide-up phone that I had, because I've been a hipster my entire fucking life. I was a hipster before.
You didn't have a Razr, you had a Riser.
I didn't have a Razr. I had a Riser. I was like, fuck everyone's Razr, but like, it's kind of cool, so I'm going to get a Riser. For those of you who don't know what a Riser is, Google Motorola Riser and just know I had the blue one. I was the coolest motherfucker out here. But
fucking big dick with a Riser out here.
Oh, no. Your BDB. My penis is
a Riser, not a surpriser.
It's certainly surprising how small it is. I'm joking, you
Shit
guys.
Just pops out, surprise, motherfucker.
It's not surprising.
Do you want me to move into the?
They have a nerd culture podcast. Like, of course they have small dicks. Of course, it's not even a question. It's not. Enzo. That's an Italian name. Fuck. Turn it off.
I have no idea what that was. I'm not sure if it's the voices in your head, or if it was just failed attempt at acting. But I'm going to move into the next story.
Yes, please move into the next story. Hey, what's up, everyone? Taking just a slight break. Sorry for the interruption. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're enjoying. This is typically where you're going to get some ad placements. Our humble sponsors. We don't have any right now, though, because, new podcast. So I'm just going to plug the Patreon, which means you can go to patreon.com/GamesTechMM. That's patreon.com/GAMESTECHMM. And you can just throw us $1 if you want, or $2, or $1 billion if you have that kind of money. And you would like to give it to a bunch of irresponsible people, because we will spend it in the most absolute irresponsible ways. That's a promise from me to you. And I don't break my promises. But do you know what these tiers would bring you? We're talking about ad-free podcasts. You can submit your comments and questions to be read as we podcast. You can also just go over there and you can get it 2 days early. That's 2 days. Entire whole days. We're talking about 24 hours twice. And 2 exclusive episodes. What more is there to love? Really? There's nothing more. There's nothing more to life than the Multi-Tap podcast. Except for all the other stuff that's way better. But, again, if you're feeling generous, go ahead, head over to patreon.com/GamesTechMM. Anyways, thanks for listening. I'll let you get back to the show. Again, sorry for the interruption. All right. So, what is your next news story?
I think you're really going to love this one. We've mentioned it very briefly. I told you about it when I first heard about it. I think you know what I'm talking about. Are you ready for live action Bambi? Yes, Bambi.
Oh my God, fuck
the
you,
fucking
fuck
deer.
you, fuck
live
you.
action. Disney.
Dude, SNL already joked
Never.
this sketch. Why would they sketch shit with a sketch that some could call a skit? But
And that shit was fucking great.
the
By the
fact-
way, The Rock is Bambi. That shit was great.
The Rock is Bambi.
I'd actually watch that if they made it a full feature film.
Said they call me Thumper. Fucking God, dude.
That movie would be great, but no. It appears that we're not getting that. We're getting instead Disney doing the same shit they've been doing, where they just take everything and just fucking
Live action.
and it's
So-
not even. It's of course
so
not
for
live
those
action.
of you who care, it's gonna be exactly like The Lion King, but Bambi.
Does that mean we're gonna see Bambi's father like be
Have
good
a bullet
to him?
yeeted into his brain?
No, I thought his mother died.
She had a bullet yeeted into her
No,
brain.
what I mean is like, is Disney gonna show the father being like kind of a shitty father, or are they gonna change that?
I really fucking
Because
hope so.
the mom still, you can't make the mom. Well, I guess you can technically make the mom not die,
Hey, listen, man, listen. This father.
but I want to see this bitch in live action. Bah! Deer season, bitch. It's just Elmer Fudd. He's like,
I really hope they
thought
do a
it was duck
collaboration."
season.
I thought you said Dutch for a minute, and I was like, when did we start killing Dutch people?
You haven't heard about the hunt for the Dutch?
I'm kidding. I'm
We
kidding.
love the Dutch.
Yeah, Dutch aren't people.
What?
Anyways, they're white. We can joke them, right? We can say that Dutch people aren't
Yeah.
people.
I mean, this is an audio only podcast, so if you haven't come to this conclusion through the voice alone, we're both very white.
You may be.
My nasally voice gave it away.
I am racially ambiguous.
Enlighten me.
No. Okay. We'll talk about Bambi. And by the way, Dutch people, I'm sorry, but you're not people. So,
Okay. So yeah, I mean, there's not too much to go off of. They, I think, have 2 screenwriters, which I don't remember their names, but that's all I think they have as of now is just screenwriters. I don't even think there's a director for it yet. But yeah, it's going to be a live action version of Bambi. Like I said, I don't know if they're going to keep it exact to the cartoon because the cartoon's kind of fucked up. A lot of old Disney movies were
Dude.
kind of fucked up.
it'd be like, I'm not even. Enough jokes have been made. It's literally so bad, them making live action movies, that this joke was made years ago. Years ago, SNL joked that they would make a live action Bambi. And they did. Why would you choose Bambi? No one gives a fuck about
I don't fucking
Bambi.
like Bambi as a cartoon. I don't like Bambi.
I don't remember the last time everyone was like, oh, hey,
And
by the way.
isn't there isn't there like a second Bambi? Because I know Disney for a long
Yeah,
time.
there's
they
Bambi
like,
too. Yeah. It was a straight to DVD or VHS, whichever one it was at the time. Do you remember the Disney DVD? Coming soon to DVD.
Or it'd be like, coming soon in video and theaters. Or it'd say some shit like that because some of them would go to theaters and they were
For
like,
like a
nah,
day.
some of these are fucking straight to video.
In like Sacramento. Yeah.
You always popped in the Disney Fast Play.
What the
You don't
fuck
remember
is
Disney
Disney
Fast Play?
Fast Play?
It was a message that would pop up before like every Disney DVD. It was on the DVDs only. They didn't do it on the VHS because I think what it was, I never actually clicked Fast Play. I believe it just skipped all the shit.
Wait a minute. Disney Fast Play. I can't make that joke. Just know it was going to be a Kevin Spacey joke.
Ooh. And on that note, back to
We're
Bambi.
terrible people.
Hey, Kevin Spacey was worse.
Yeah,
To be fair.
he was. Shout
To
outs.
be completely fair.
Shout outs to.
Don't say shout outs to Kevin Spacey.
I wasn't gonna say Kevin. Holy fuck, that would be horrible. I wasn't gonna say shout outs to Kevin Spacey. I was gonna say shout outs to like hopefully all of the people that he allegedly probably did grope got the proper counseling and are feeling okay.
Hopefully they're all good.
No, they're not. They're not. One of the dudes who accused him killed himself.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Fuck Kevin Spacey.
But it was like right after Kevin Spacey did this really weird YouTube video.
Was it like a OJ Simpson Twitter video?
So, I guess no, it was weirder. Kevin Spacey's been putting out these YouTube videos where he plays the character he plays from fucking what's that Netflix show he was on? House of Cards?
Yeah, he was on House of Cards. He played the president, I believe. I never watched it.
Whatever character he plays, he does it in that like southern accent voice, and he's talking about it. I saw this somewhere. He's talking about it, and he goes, "So next time, you could retaliate," or he says something along these lines. But he says this exactly. He goes, "You could retaliate, or you could kill them with kindness." And dude killed himself 3 days later. Which like begs the question, like, why did you say that in that cadence? As the character who, like, I'm pretty sure he called out some hits on some people. And it's just like, it was just a really weird thing. So before we go on a Kevin Spacey tangent, there is some weird shit surrounding him and his victims. And for whatever reason, he feels the need to pretend to be this character, but for real. Like, he's not pretending to be the character. He's being Kevin Spacey, who's pretending to be the character. And it's the weirdest shit I've ever seen. But dead ass, he goes, or maybe next time you could just kill them with kindness. And it's just like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? Dude killed himself like within 2 or 3 days of that video coming out.
Damn.
And it's like, okay, that would be weird enough. But like, did you have this motherfucker killed?
Probably.
Anyways.
Bambi.
Staying away from depressing topics because this is a shoot the shit show about nerd culture. Yeah. And I guess Kevin Spacey.
Is it weird that this is a nerd culture podcast and we threw in live action Bambi? I think it's honestly just because Disney fucking owns everything
it's
now.
just because Disney and it's at this
Disney's,
point a really bad joke. Like, in all seriousness, stop rebooting fucking movies. First of all, stop rebooting fucking movies.
Fucking ones that would be good.
Stop giving us live action bullshit. Like, it's like a very lazy way to just print money, I guess. So if that's what they're doing,
the thing I find interesting is the last one they did was Lady and the Tramp, and that was a Disney Plus exclusive, and I don't think anyone watched Lady and the Tramp.
Oh yeah, so okay, hold on. Here's the other thing. Do you think this is going to theaters or is it going straight to Disney Plus?
I think it's going to go straight to Disney Plus.
If it's going straight to Disney Plus, then that actually kind of makes sense.
I think what they're going to do is do some of the ones like Bambi and Lady and the Tramp, the ones that like they know people like.
Was Lady and the Tramp like shit? I imagined it would be shit.
I mean, I don't like Lady and the Tramp. I don't like a lot of old Disney movies.
Did you watch the live action Lady and the Tramp?
No, I'm not going to watch the live action Lady and the Tramp. So
we almost didn't have a podcast anymore.
Almost, but I have taste, good taste at least. For any of you that fucking like live action Lady and the Tramp, okay, sorry
kinda-
that your fucking dogs were eating spaghetti and you were fucking having
No.
a
That's
fucking
not what I
fan
was gonna
moment.
say. I was gonna ask you if you. What kind of taste do you still have in your mouth? Get the protein out your tonsils. Hey man, last
Anyway.
week we joked about hobbit dicks. Which, by the way, for those of you listening, I will bring this up once an episode. I think hobbits are hung like fucking horses. You're welcome for that image.
Like fucking horse.
Like,
Do you think they have the same amount of hair they have
hobbits-
on their feet, on their dicks?
Frodo goes by young tripod.
Young tribe, 3 legs.
3 legs, young tripod,
Young
out
tripod.
here slinging dick to Galadriel, who had a
To
husband,
Sam,
by the
to
way.
To Sam. I do not doubt it was to Sam.
You think Gollum is his mistress?
I think Gollum's their cuck.
Oh my god.
Don't get me wrong. No, you want to know who's slinging dick towards Galadriel? It's fucking Gandalf.
Fucking Gandalf, he is slinging all the
And
wizard
meanwhile,
dick.
is Celeborn their cuck? Because Celeborn ain't doing shit. You never see that motherfucker do shit.
No. He's just
He's just there.
sending his peoples to fight for Rohan.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you, a few things about that.
Okay.
I don't think it was Celeborn who sent them.
No, but it was their soldiers.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
That's all my point was.
Oh, okay.
Was Galadriel is entirely too busy with wizard dick.
To be fair, the first thing, but it's weird. Celeborn, the first thing he asked the Fellowship when they got to Lothlorien in the movies was, "Where's Gandalf?"
Where's Gandalf?
It's like,
I got my Superman cape nice and ready to.
or did he pay the Balrog to fuck up Gandalf?
No. I don't think so, man. I mean, let's be 100% honest. If Gandalf was slinging dick to my wife, I'd be upset if he died.
Yeah, but the cool thing is that he died and came back to life.
Gandalf the White.
Gandalf the White. Gandalf
Dude.
the pimp.
Dude.
White is so pimp.
He left on the ship with them.
Yeah, lived with Galadriel and Celeborn.
Fucking Gollum's a cuck. Celeborn's a cuck. Oh my god, there's so
Lord
many.
of the Cucks.
Lord of the Cucks.
I think this is definitely going to need some more research because holy shit, I'm realizing how true this
All
is.
right, everyone, write into us and let us know. Hit us up on Twitter. You can hit me up at GamesTechMM. That's GamesTechMM on Twitter, and let me know, who do you think the one cuck to I guess we wouldn't
to
roll
watch them all?
To watch one who is the one cuck to watch them all? Who is the Lord of the Cucks?
I mean, I think we already know the winner. I don't even think anyone has to write it. It's obviously the Eye of Sauron. All he does is watch. And then he's got the mouth of Sauron that does everything for him. I mean, I think
Mitch McConnell is the Lord of the Cucks. That turtle, man. He looks like Franklin the person.
He looks like a dying
grew up.
fish.
Oh, shit. He does look like a dying fish. Anyways, what the fuck were we talking about?
Bambi, but of course that's not interesting enough to keep going on for anymore.
No, I'm not talking about Bambi anymore. What's the next story?
So this is the final story I've written down just because
Jesus.
I didn't really find too much else that I thought we'd probably want to talk about on this show.
Cool.
This week at least. Witcher animated series.
Oh, dude. Fuck yeah. Not only is there going to be a Witcher animated series on Netflix, holla.
Goddamn
but
right.
it's going to be from the studio that brought us Legend of Motherfucking Korra, bro. Which, by the way, for those who are listening, Avatar The Last Airbender is my favorite show of all time. Period.
I'd argue it's the best cartoon overall. Objectively, I'd argue that.
Yeah, it actually might be.
In
it is
most ways.
And if nothing else, it is the best Western anime we've ever been given. Legend of Korra was also fucking amazing because I hate
Goddamn
people
right it
who
was.
like Avatar: The Last Airbender, but then shit all over Legend of Korra.
I still haven't finished Korra, but what I have seen of
It's
Korra,
good.
I've seen like
It's
the
good.
first 2 seasons and
It's
fucking love Korra.
it's really good. They touch on I'd probably say slightly more mature themes
yeah.
than were touched on in The Last Airbender, even though they did touch on incredibly mature themes. And I mean, I really love Legend of Korra, and I like that animation style.
Mm-hmm.
So hearing that studio is the one who is going to be making the live action Witcher show. Not live action.
Animated.
God damn it. Animated.
We already have live action Witcher
Dude,
show.
I still got that live action Bambi stuck in my head. Like I'm not going to be able to get that out of my head for quite
this
some
might help you
fucking
then.
time.
Imagine live action Geralt, the deer he killed in the first episode. Imagine that just being Bambi then.
Dude, do you think Henry Cavill's going to voice Geralt then? Do you think they're going to take the...
I hope so. That
would be really cool.
Love for that to be how they cast it, because then that would
Like all the actors
you
from...
could just let them do
Yeah,
the
that would be really cool.
with the actors they have.
Yeah.
But then the thing is, are they designed?
I don't doubt Netflix on shit like this, dude. Castlevania is one of my favorite shows
Still have
of
to
the
finish
past of last decade, probably.
I still gotta finish season 2 of
Season
Castlevania.
2 was
I'm-
fucking amazing. I literally, like, not even joking, not exaggerating. At the end of season 2, a single tear came out of my eye because it made me feel for the first time in my life. I watched my children be born and I didn't cry.
Is that the truth?
No, that's not the truth. I didn't watch them
Okay.
be born.
Oh.
Yeah. No, that's how. No. Okay,
No,
let me
I know what you
clarify.
mean. You
They
weren't present during the birth.
No. I was. They were cesarean, and I was
okay.
not watching their mom being cut open.
Even though you probably wish you could now.
Hey, this is a podcast that could probably be used against me in a court of law. Let's be 100% honest. No one who's going to side with her is going to listen this far in.
Yeah, they
We
stopped
lost
as soon as they
them.
heard Star Wars.
Star Wars. No, he's not saying shit about you.
He's like, nah, he's just talking about the fucking space wizards with the laser dicks.
I'm dying. The laser dicks. You know, they got those things you order off Amazon, but they glow a little bit more. And they smell a whole lot better. Yeah, so no, I didn't that's of course an exaggeration and a joke. But no, I really did. Like, a single tear came to my eye at the very last episode. And it had to deal with Alucard, and it was just the whole show as of right now is amazing. I can't wait for season 3. Adi Shankar is a fucking genius.
Yeah,
and
that
I
man
cannot
just needs
wait
all
to
the
see
money
his
to do what he
Assassin's
wants.
Creed animated series.
Oh
that's
yeah,
coming
I
to
forgot he's
Netflix.
doing that. That'll be cool.
He is. And
I hope it's an era that we've either one that we liked that we've seen, like something like Altair, or something we haven't seen before.
I hope he either does Altair, Ezio, or Feudal Japan.
I think
Think about an Adi
only reason
Shankar
I
Assassin's
wouldn't-
Creed anime.
so. The only reason I probably wouldn't be too much of a fan of Ezio's is I think because we've seen his entire story already, and we kind of know Altair's story. We know how it ends up, but I feel like there's a lot of missing in between. Where Ezio, I think we get pretty much everything that we need for.
Yeah,
that.
you're right. I guess we wouldn't have to need to like add anything to
'Cause, like,
Ezio's.
Altair, there is a good bit that we don't get, because remember when you start the first
Yeah.
game off, you're already a like high tier assassin, and you fuck up and you disobey the code, and you get dropped back down to rank 1.
Yeah, I wanna go back and replay
we should
the original
we should
Assassin's
do like
Creed.
a playthrough for that or something.
I'm down. It's not a long game. It's like
No, not at
7
all.
hours or
It's
some
all
shit
time
like
trials
that.
and shit. A lot of it was, from my
It's so
memory.
good.
It is. Well, also, since I got you the
It's really good.
Ezio collection, we can
Yeah.
probably play Assassin's Creed 2 as
Oh
well.
yeah, we'll play some War in the North and Assassin's Creed, and it will be beautiful.
Just don't play Assassin's Creed 3.
No, that game was
That-
garbage, man. It was broken.
Yeah.
Like, I beat the game, because
yeah,
I
I beat
told
it.
myself I was going to beat
Yeah.
the game. It took me 3 hours to finish the final level. Not because it was particularly difficult, or I literally kept dying to a bug at this one particular spot over and over and over and over for 3 fucking hours. I'm not entirely sure if that is psychosis or dedication. Psychosis, is that the proper word there?
I don't know. Probably not.
Probably not, but we are fucking morons. So,
Morons.
Morons. We're morons.
Nah, we ain't them damn morons.
No, we're not the Moran sisters. The Moran sisters are fucking.
Fucking
God damn
morons.
it. What are we gonna call that, by the way?
What?
That entire.
That entire realm?
Yeah.
I
Like,
don't know. I don't think we have a
we
name
don't have
for everything
time
yet.
to do it right now because we have a million other projects going on with GameSec MM.
This is true.
I'm gonna stop saying GameSec MM. I'm just gonna say GameSec. You know, I couldn't get any of the GameSec stuff.
What's that?
There's fucking some other people who do. I tried to get the GameSec handle. I can't get the GameSec website. Like,
Huh.
yeah, at this point, I'm just gonna reserve what I can for GameSec because I want to maybe eventually change it, but GameSec MM.
Yeah.
It stands for movies and more. If you didn't know.
What were we saying? We were talking about.
Oh yeah, what do we? So for those to fill people in on
Oh
what
yeah,
exactly we're talking about,
our realm.
we have it started as a D&D world that we were building so that we could play. And it
Mind
was
you,
just,
we have never played D&D a day in our life.
no. So we literally probably have no idea what we're talking about when
Probably
we
at
start
all.
doing this.
But it's all
But-
made up by us.
Yeah, so, but then we realized that it was a fucking hilarious idea, and we're not going to pitch it right here because I do want to do it one day. We just have
Yeah.
too many. But what are we going to call it?
I don't know. We'll probably have to think of that whenever we're done recording because I have never actually put the thought into what the whole thing should be.
Long
named.
story short, we want to make an animated series. Rudimentary, not talking about anything fucking crazy, just real quick, like YouTube snippets.
Yeah.
It'll be fucking hilarious. I really do think so. I think we should pursue it. And we have some animation friends, and we could do
Just a little mini
voiceovers
series,
and so
probably.
on and so forth. Yeah. It'd be really fun.
And if it takes off, we could probably offer it to you guys, and if you like it, we'll definitely do more
We
of
would
it.
throw it on the Patreon.
We could, yeah, we'll talk about that after the show. The logistics and all that.
Well, because it is. I really do think it's a good idea that I've
Yeah.
never seen done, and I don't think anyone's gonna listen to this one in particular. But I also don't want to throw that idea out there.
Yeah,
Like, because I do want to do this idea.
yeah, for sure.
If
Same.
it wasn't something I wanted to do, I would throw it out there so that someone can make it. Because I do want to see this made. So if I don't do it in the next 2 years, because in the next year I'm not doing it, but after that year, I definitely do want to do it. If we don't do it in the next 2 years, we're going to throw it out on a podcast so that someone can make it.
I mean, hopefully by then we can get it done. I certainly hope so. But yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
That's only
I mean,
fair.
we'll see. Yeah.
Anyways, you were mentioning, we mentioned the Witcher series, the animated one, and then you had mentioned Korra from that and Castlevania, and so it just got me wondering, what if we talked about what we've been playing? What have
Side
you
note.
been? Oh, yes.
Netflix is making a live action Avatar: The Last Airbender show.
Oh,
that
yeah.
I'm fucking hyped
Cannot
for.
wait. Got the original creators on board too.
I just felt like throwing that in there. What have I been watching?
What have you been watching recently?
I watched Doctor Strange the other day again when you were over. I think you had thrown on a movie in the living room, and I went in there.
Yeah, I needed some background noise.
Yeah, you were just like passing out. I went in there and I was like, oh shit, I haven't seen this in forever. I sat on the other couch and watched that. Thought about watching Captain Marvel and then didn't. Because I do need to watch Captain Marvel.
Yeah,
All jokes aside,
I
I fucking hate Brie Larson. But with that being said,
She's really good in that movie.
it looked like a really good.
it's a good movie.
She's a fantastic actress. I'm not saying
Yeah,
that. She
no, for
just
sure.
like fucking annoys me with some of the dumb shit she says. But it's not enough to not watch. Nothing is enough to not watch that movie. Like the only time media is ruined for me is like for all the jokes that we made. I can't go back and watch Kevin Spacey movies. I can't watch Bill Cosby stuff. Like and if anyone even told me this is a movie
Yeah.
that the Weinsteins worked on, I probably wouldn't be able to watch it.
So Baby Driver, actually, on that note, Baby Driver came on the other day at work,
It kind of spoils it for you, doesn't
and
it?
I was like, this movie's so good, but then Kevin Spacey shows up, and even though he dies in the movie, spoilers, I guess, for Baby Driver, but if you haven't seen it, fuck off. It's great, and you should.
I mean, but now can you?
Weird.
That's the question.
Yeah, I guess
now
that's
can you?
True.
Saying that you should is like.
But I guess does it support
all jokes
him
aside?
anymore?
If I found out, yeah, he probably gets royalties off of it.
Probably,
yeah,
I'd
probably. All jokes aside, if someone I love, like say Patrick Stewart. Speaking of which, we do need to watch the Picard series.
Yes,
if say Patrick Stewart, or like I really like Robert De Niro, or like Leonardo DiCaprio, if they did some of this heinous, horrific shit, I wouldn't be able to watch their movies anymore.
It's
like
tainted at that point.
I could never go back and watch The Next Generation, which
you've seen
is probably my second favorite series. I've binged that series twice, and I've seen the series by itself, like when I was a kid. Collectively, I've seen the whole thing, then binged it again. Like, and that has like a special like tether to my, like, I used to watch that with Nono and Nona, and Nono really, really liked Star Trek. For those of you who don't know in Italian, that's grandfather. My grandfather, my Nono, used to love that show, and ever since he passed away a couple years ago, it's been like the one thing that, like, no matter what, I'm like, if I'm feeling down, I'll throw on an episode of The Next Generation. Mm-hmm. Even that would probably be spoiled for me if I found out someone.
I'd imagine, which
like
I
Patrick
think
Stewart did some shit like that. And it's weird to say that, like, a media that has nothing to do with the actor, I suppose, could be ruined like that. But it really is ruined. Like, all jokes aside, and we make some heinous, fucked up jokes. Yeah. But in all seriousness, it is like, it's really hard to watch shit like that.
Yeah, I agree. And that's why I think we're kind of, I guess, lucky in a sense, because we haven't had one of the actors that we hold, like, closely or
not that we
like
know
that.
of.
I mean, I guess
fucking...
that's the sad part, though, is that it's not that we know of and not a guaranteed thing. But
well, I mean,
you know, we haven't. I think
talking about shit like that. Remember Chappelle on his last his second one Netflix, that he did. I think. I can't remember where he did it. It was like a small room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it really wasn't like a funny special, but it kind of was. He was like, oh man, it's almost like someone said, Hollywood's a fucked up place that I want no parts of. Went to Africa and y'all called him a crackhead for that. Oh shit, that's right. I did that. And I was like, oh shit, yeah. Chappelle was blowing this whistle forever ago. And he said it was huge. And I think hopefully they've purged all of that out. Because it has no place in any industry.
No.
Like, this idea of, what would it be? Like, rape culture, I guess, has no place anywhere. Like, using your power to get laid, and someone is like, they're even going through like Fox and shit and doing that. Wasn't the latest Charlize Theron movie?
Yeah,
what she played fucking Megyn Kelly.
That's the name of the movie. Yeah, she played Megyn Kelly, and the movie was Bombshell. I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard it's pretty good.
That was a relatively recent event because Megyn Kelly could still play Megyn Kelly. Thank God she didn't. I don't particularly care for Megyn Kelly, but. Like, even Fox News was having that problems. And honestly, it's fucked up to say, like, as someone who doesn't necessarily agree with their skew of coverage. And I think that all the news outlets are bad now. Like, fucking, there's no one left. But Fox News in particular has, like, a disdain in my heart. Because, like, holy shit, you fucks have been doing this for the longest time. And, like, there's, like, more right-leaning, willing to lie for the billionaire kind of news outlets. Not saying anything on people who lean right or so on and so forth. Like, that's cool if you do. We welcome all people, not non-monster type people to our audience.
Sure, of course. But I feel
Republican, Democrat, but like we skew super liberal, being like growing up where we grew up, and hearing some of that shit was just like, God damn, I'm not surprised, but at the same time, like, that is fucking horrific. Could you imagine working in an environment where that's the thing about, I've had people do and say inappropriate shit, And of course, if it's a joke, I tend to not really leave anything out of the realm of like if it's funny. If it's just offensive to be offensive, or if it's inappropriate, like there have been times where I've been like, what the fuck? But you never feel endangered. And so that thing has no place. I hope they've purged all of it. My fear is that they haven't, that this shit's just going to trickle out and be as fucked up as we've learned it's been for fucking going back to Cosby, dude. Dude, that was going back to the fucking dawn of what we view as media.
Yeah,
like Cosby helped birth
it's crazy
what
because
media
that's
is.
his show started in what, the 60s?
Oh, don't quote me on that. I was never a huge fan of
Me neither.
Cosby Show. It was after my time.
Yeah, same.
So I have no idea. Like even when it was in syndication, it was entirely too old. I was watching like Fresh Prince and shit like that. But like similarly, if I found out that like and I don't think this in any way, but like if it came out that like say Will Smith for a hypothetical did some shit like that, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is one of 2 sitcoms that I believe are even watchable, and I think it's one of the most amazing shows of all time. And it really does hold a special place in my heart. I wouldn't be able to watch it.
Yeah,
It would be, and that's weird. It's like a really weird thing, but like that's where we're kind of existing.
Yeah. Hopefully, like you said, that they've by now. I hope that it's all purged out, but if not, I hope that within the next few years we can see that, like them try it and get rid of more of it.
Yeah. Well, what the fuck were we talking about before?
I just asked you what you were watching recently, and we kind of went down the rabbit hole of that. Is that everything you're watching though? You mentioned just watching Doctor Strange.
I haven't watched anything. Yeah, I've been pretty fucking busy, and I've been trying to get my sleep schedule right. Like I said,
yeah,
so
true.
It's been a lot of
I can imagine
unproductive hours, but I've kind of accepted that like we're recording at 3 a.m. So fucking,
that gives you a kind of a gauge of what it's like. But I guess I'll go into what I've been watching recently.
Yeah, what have you been watching?
So I know this isn't in your interest probably at all, but we had mentioned Legend of Korra, and I had mentioned this to you earlier. Kiernan Shipka, who played Jinora in Korra, she plays Sabrina Spellman in the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
You were telling me about that.
Their most recent season came out.
Is that a live action?
Yeah,
is
it's
it a
live
reboot?
action. It's a live action reboot of the Sabrina the Teenage Witch, but this is a very dark version where they get into a lot more interesting.
So wait, is it
plots.
kind of like Charmed?
No.
No.
You
know what I'm talking about,
yeah,
though, right?
And they actually did redo Charm recently, I think, too. Or they did it's either a sequel or a reboot of Charm.
That show I never watched, but it was always like the idea of it was pretty fucking interesting.
But
like Buffy.
So
can we get a Buffy reboot? All the reboots in the world, and we can't get a Buffy reboot. Anyways, I'm sorry.
We don't even really need a Buffy reboot. Buffy was great as is.
I've never watched Buffy.
You never watched? It's
No,
good. It's
no,
of course a product of its time. But I really like Buffy.
I won't. Damn it.
Seth Green's in it. If that's
I'm never
going to
go back and watch Buffy. A certain somebody I used to see in the past was a huge Buffy fan, and so I just don't.
Fair enough. I understand.
It was the. I'm gonna have to edit that silence out. I was like, that was a long silence. Thanks for being there with us, guys. No, it was no bad blood or anything between us, but we don't talk anymore. We still have like a mutual friend.
Yeah,
and you know who I'm talking about.
I know
now.
who you're talking about.
Okay. So yeah, dude, she loved it, and we were supposed to like watch it or some shit like that. And so now it's just kind of like.
Buffy's good.
It feels weird.
I feel bad for you that you can't watch Buffy.
I might go back and watch it.
It is really. I really like Buffy, but
and Supernatural.
Yeah, I do like Supernatural.
Yeah, fucking
Supernatural.
Never gonna happen.
Tumblr
ruined that show for me.
You told me about that.
So you've been watching Sabrina?
Sabrina, the part 3, it just came out like 2 days ago, I think, and I'm already on the last episode. I just got to finish that up. It's only 8 episodes. They're like hour long.
Yeah.
They do about 8 or so per season. So, it's a good fun thing to watch, and I enjoy it. I love the cast. Like I had said, Kiernan Shipka played Jinora. on Korra, and I found out recently that Luke
I
Cook,
love that
the
character.
actor who plays Satan, he actually plays Lucifer in the show. He played a character in Fallen Order, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, that is really cool. Now, let me ask you a question. Did you watch the old Sabrina?
The 90s one, no.
Okay, see, I didn't. I was going to ask you how it's darker.
Oh, it's just darker because it's based off the current run of comics of Sabrina.
Was
Which
the
are
original
darker.
based off comics?
Well, yeah, so Sabrina the Teenage Witch is...
Is it kind of like an Archie
Well,
situation?
they're made from Archie. They're made from
No
Archie
shit.
Comics. Yeah, Archie Comics makes Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and that's why she's interacted with the characters from Riverdale in the comics.
That makes
In the show so far,
perfect
they have
sense.
not crossed
Are
over
they still
at all.
running Riverdale?
They are. I think they're on their 4th season or about to be on their 4th season.
I said that word very slow. Riverdale. I can say it. I heard you know when like you start to say something and you feel yourself fucking a word up and you're
Yeah.
like, no, slow down, speed bump, enunciate. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
That's what I did with Riverdale.
Yeah, they're still making Riverdale. The producer of Riverdale on CW produces Sabrina, but Sabrina is a Netflix show, so they can do a lot more so far as effects, and they have a bit more free will with their creativity, which is why I like Sabrina and not so much Riverdale. I watched the first 2 seasons of Riverdale. It's just really cringy in a lot of parts.
Do you think they're
and
going to cross?
very teen angsty? From what it looks like, so in the most recent season, I guess spoilers for anyone who does like Sabrina. If so, like props to you. Really good show. If you haven't seen it, give it a shot. She does go to Riverdale, and in Riverdale season 2, they have gone to Greendale, which is where she's from, because they're just right across a lake. They're not far at all. They're really close towns, and that's how she's been
Dude,
able
I didn't
to
know
cross
any
over
of
with
these
them
were
in the
connected.
comic books. But from what I understand, the way Sabrina's shot and written, you don't know what time period it's in, because none of the kids have cell phones. But at the same time, some of the music they reference is like
Is it like alternate reality shit?
it's not alternate realities at all. I think I would just believe it because from what I understand, the Archie universe doesn't have that. It has a lot of cool, interesting supernatural things, but they haven't introduced alternate universes. They just actually introduced like time travel and time loops in Sabrina.
I'm going to slow you the fuck down there. Did you just say the Archie universe has supernatural things?
Not supernatural, the show Supernatural, just like
No. Yeah, I realize that. I'm talking about like paranormal.
yeah, there's a run of Archie comics literally called Archie vs. Predator where he fights the Predator. And they're on their second version of that.
What?
Yeah.
That's not real.
I
That's
swear to
not
God.
real.
Archie vs. Predator is actually a really
That's
good comic
bullshit.
run. There's also
You're fucking
there's
with me
also a
right
run
now.
of comic books where Jughead turns into a werewolf and it's called The Hunger.
I knew that.
It's really good.
Okay, so I knew that.
None of this in the show, by the way. They don't do any. The show Riverdale is a dark take on Archie, like the more recent comics, but it doesn't do any of the supernatural stuff.
You're fucking with me with that Predator thing.
No, look it up.
You're.
Google it.
Oh my God, where's my fucking phone? Keep talking.
While season 3 of Riverdale I didn't watch because, like I said, it just got too cringy for me to watch. It was a lot of just angsty teens doing their thing, which props to the actors. Like, they still did the best they could. Some of the lines fell a little flat for me, and some of the acting wasn't too great in some parts just because
Oh my
some of the
God,
things
this is
they
a
do.
fucking real thing.
Yeah, it is. It's
What
really good,
the
though.
fuck?
The original Archie vs. Predator was really
Archie
good, and they have a
versus
newer
fucking
one
Predator.
that's I haven't read yet, but seems to be pretty good.
Hold on. What the fuck was that? Is that Powerpuff Girls versus Archie versus Predator?
Yeah, they have a lot of weird crossovers. They've crossovered with DC.
I don't know. It was just on
DC
search.
has crossovered with Archie a few times at this point. And
Oh, dude, so this is a pretty old thing because it's popping up for like there's like a SourceFed nerd video that's popping up and a black nerd comedy video. Have you ever seen black nerd comedy stuff?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Dude, he's so good.
Yeah,
Fucking love him.
it's been a while since
He's
I've
like-
watched any of his
He's
stuff.
partnering with like AMC and shit now.
Yeah,
He does a lot of Twitch stuff.
Yeah, I've seen he does
dig
a lot
it.
of stuff with like Fandango and
Yeah.
whatnot.
Have you seen the SourceFed
No,
people? What they've been doing? It's Valley Folk. It's really good. Their comedy stuff is really good. It's Joe Beretta, Elliot Morgan, and Lee Newton, and Steve Zaragoza.
you're gonna have to send me a link so I can
Dude,
check
it's
it out.
so good. And then of course Meg Turney is doing her stuff, which is just like Twitch and then like cosplay stuff. And then I
Nice.
think she does like some how would you put it? Like e-girl stuff, I guess, where she does like more like revealing stuff. It's
Like lewd photography.
yeah, kind of like lewd photography, but it's like in like a Playboy way. It's like it's pretty tasteful.
But is it mingled in with the cosplay?
Yeah, typically.
Oh, okay.
Typically. I think her brand, I mean, because don't forget, back in the fucking SourceFed days, dude, one of the first posters she ever did, she was like covering herself, but she was topless, man. So like everyone, for whatever reason's been giving her a lot of shit lately for like the stuff she's been doing. Yeah, fuck them. Fuck them.
Let people do what they want, man. It's their bodies.
Trisha Hirschberger is, she works for like Corsairs or some shit like that. Which, you know what Corsairs is, right?
No.
It's computer components.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And she's like at least partnered with them.
That's cool.
So yeah, they're all doing their own thing. That was pretty. Yeah. Archie vs Predator. That is fucking weird, dude.
Yeah, Archie vs Predator. It's really good. I haven't read the most recent version of it, but I like Archie vs Predator. I think it's really cool. They do, like I said, they do a lot of really cool things with Archie. And Sabrina comics recently, like I said, are really dark, and that's what the show is focused more. Which is why it's not Sabrina the Teenage Witch. It's the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. So
that's pretty cool.
It's very dark in a lot of ways. And they bring in a lot of interesting things and a lot of cool, because there's a lot of like satanic things going on because they're satanic witches.
Fuck yeah.
The villain of the current season, that just part 3 that came out, is pagans come to Greendale and they have to fight pagan witches. And the pagans, they start like fucking.
Are they like Wiccans?
Not Wiccans entirely. Like they bring in like a fucking Gorgon and the great god Pan and shit like that.
Dude, that actually sounds really cool.
Have you
good CG?
Pretty good for the occasionally maybe.
But is it a show I'd get into? Or does it suffer from the Harry Potter thing where like I can't watch a show where it's all kids, man?
Probably in parts, but there are a lot of
fuck.
parts. I don't know. I'd say maybe just give it a try. If you're not into it, you're not into it.
Cool.
The first season though, she's not so much witch.
Pass on that.
First.
What else you been watching?
Other than Sabrina, because that took up. Honestly, I watched most of it today. I woke up and just started watching it today.
Enough.
So that's pretty much been today. I've also been rewatching Clone Wars because season 7's coming out, so I want to just get a quick refresher. I'm not watching it from the beginning, just from like season 4 through 6.
What else you been watching?
Other than that, started rewatching the live-action BBC Sherlock show with Benedict Cumberbatch and Martin Freeman.
Yeah, I saw you watching that the other day.
I know you don't like that. Once again, that's something Tumblr also ruined for you.
Yeah, it's just Tumblr ruined it for me.
I think you'd actually like it if you watched it because
their
fans
dynamic.
Fucking
suck.
Their dynamic.
No
in the
offense
show
to any
is really
fans
good.
that are listening. You guys are awesome. Tumblr version of you was not awesome. I interacted with you guys way more than I care to admit, and fucking God.
Really good though. If you ever do get around to it, I think you might actually enjoy that one.
I mean, I like Martin Freeman and Benedict Cumberbatch, so.
And I feel like you probably do like Sherlock a bit.
Oh, dude, I fucking love Sherlock.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So I got my introduction to Sherlock with The Great Mouse Detective.
Oh, nice.
Like that was one of my favorite like movies as a child, and then I found out through. They were doing a bunch of really weird runs of like one-off episodes in Next Generation when I was younger, a little bit older, watching Next Generation, and they did like a Sherlock Moriarty episode with Data. That episode was so cool, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, most of
Great Mouse Detective is based off Sherlock.
Most of the Sherlock show actually is.
They have Moriarty.
He's the main villain.
Oh, fuck yes. Okay, I might watch Sherlock.
Like literally, the first
watch Sherlock
episode
this week
ends with the dude who he's like finds out was doing all the murders. He just because it's Sherlock, he just wants to know. He just wants to know everything. He doesn't even care about what the dude's been doing per se. But he gets the name out of him, and you just hear him yell Moriarty.
Well, that's the whole.
And you're like, oh shit!
The whole thing between it's Moriarty one upping. Oh, dude. Okay, yeah. So I'll watch that. Yeah. What else you been watching?
Other than that, rewatched Witcher. Just not the whole thing, but there was a certain few episodes that I just so good. They released that song officially now. I think on like a mini.
And I'm sorry for whoever's ear holes. I just completely fucked.
Finally, I've been going back and rewatching the entire Harry Potter movie franchise just because it's so good.
All right, so I'm gonna end you there. You've been watching a bunch of shit lately. Good for you. We're gonna end that there because we're not going on a Harry Potter tangent, and we're at
fuck off. Expelliarmus.
Dude, how good was he?
Alan Rickman.
Rip to the homie. Anyways,
Galaxy Quest.
thank you for joining in, everyone.
Yeah,
This has been Multitap, a Games Tech MM podcast. Shoot the shit nerd culture show that's not about anything in particular. We just kind of fucking want to make a podcast about people talking about nerdy shit.
Yeah.
If you like that, you can head on over to patreon.com/GamesTechMM. That's patreon.com/GAMESTECHMM. And we have different tiers over there. You can start $1, $2, $5, whatever you can give. We appreciate and thank you for the support. Of course, if you do support us, feel like you want to, you will get ad-free access, the ability to write in from Patreon and get your questions, comments, whatever you want read on air. On air, like old men were doing a fucking radio show. And we have like producer tiers and so on and so forth. But really, if you want to support us, you can just kick us $1. It's whatever. You'd be able to get also our 2 Patreon exclusive podcasts and everything early 2 days. But yeah, if you want to show some support, you can do that. Again, that's patreon.com/GamesTechMM. In the meantime, follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Bruno doesn't like putting his out. So mine is GamesTechMM. That's it. Just everything's GamesTechMM. Twitch, Twitter, Instagram. I don't have a Facebook. I deleted that shit years ago. OnlyFans? Dude, what if there is a GamesTechMM OnlyFans? And they're like, oh, that's what he looks like.
we should Google that after this.
Oh, fuck.
Unless it's one of those ones where like you don't get to see anything unless you pay. In which
I'd probably pay.
No bueno.
We have a friend that does OnlyFans.
I'm gonna have to figure out who that is.
We'll talk off air. We'll talk off air. Meanwhile, you guys, thank you for listening.
Thank you all for listening.
Again, it's Multitap. Tune in every Tuesday it goes live for Patreon supporters, and every Thursday it goes live for free feeds. Again, you don't have to kick us money, but if you enjoy us and you want to, by